Okay, so good morning, everyone. So we are going to start with the class now. It's already 6 minutes past 8 o'clock. So it's a very nice weather in Delhi, raining very heavily over here. Hopefully at your place also the weather is nice and pleasant. So one thing I believe everyone must have got mail from Tax Guru regarding the advanced Excel forum where you can put up your queries regarding the Excel things. Have every one of you got that mail from Tax Guru? So your registered email ID is your user ID and your mobile number, the registered mobile number is your password. So start accessing that portal and keep posting your queries over there. I would love to resolve them. So there is one query from Nilesh. Nilesh is saying that if I enter date in A1 cell and I want to find financial year in B1 cell, can we do it? Yes, we can do it. And Nilesh, I'm going to cover this thing next Saturday when we are going to learn dashboards. So in the dashboard, I have made the data in a manner that you have to first determine the financial year, the calendar year, the quarters out of a given data, and then you will be making the dashboards, right? So we will cover it there. Okay. First of all, thank you everyone that you all are available today in the morning. I shifted the class from evening to morning. Thanks a lot. So for today, what we all are going to cover. So what we left in the last class, we left it text to columns. We haven't done that last class because the time was over. So we are going to start with text to column today. Okay. So it's text to columns. We will first cover that. Then we will be starting with the lookups. So in this, first we will do VLOOKUP, the basic ones, the basic VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP that everyone might be currently working or not working. We will learn that, and then we will doing the latest one, that is your XLOOKUP. The latest feature, it has come from your, I believe it is from your MS Office 365. So might be when we are doing XLOOKUP, those who don't have MS Office 365, it might not be working, but you can actually see this is the what can I say, the father of VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Then you won't be facing any problem which you are facing while applying VLOOKUP and HLOOKUPs. Okay, and then I have kept only few formulas as well, because formulas are something that we should do in every class. थोड़ा थोड़ा हर क्लास में होता रहेगा तो रिविजन होता रहेगा और हम साथ साथ फॉर्मूलेस सीखते भी चले जाएंगे. Okay, and I'll try today that I'll talk to Tax Guru that आज की जो class है in the morning that we are doing ASAP to be uploaded on the portal, so the people who might be missing it because of the change in time can do it in the evening, and so by tomorrow morning when we will back to our normal time, they are also with us. They are equivalent to what we are going to learn right now. Okay, so start करते हैं आज की class. So I'm going to share first of all today's class data with you. So drop the file. Okay, from my side it has gone. The Excel file has gone, and even dropping a Word text file. Okay. Wait. Okay, so it is not supporting text file. वो मैं करवाती हूँ अभी आपको. हम फिर Excel file में what we'll do, we will add up the text file. वो एक basic function में कर दूंगी, and then you can work upon. Okay, so have every one of you received the file? Have every one of you received the file? I'm not getting feedbacks. Please reply. Okay, so download it. This is your day 4 file. Download it in your system. Save a copy and then we'll start working on the file. So हम screen file के लिए कर सकते हैं. This is your sample. Okay. सबसे पहले, the first command today that we are going to do is text to column. Any one of you can let me know what all we can do through text to column command? Very useful and very nice command. हम इससे क्या क्या कर सकते हैं? There are multiple options that we can do through this command. Any idea? I believe सबने सुबह का चाय पी लिया है? Tea or coffee? So Nilesh is saying converting text to column by separating space, comma, etc. Yes, you can do that. What else? Okay, so I think a few people are aware about what exactly this command is. So what exactly happens is that, for example, I'm showing this file. I'm not able to send it in this webinar tool to you, this text file, but I'll be sending it through your that tags guru thing. You will get a mail of the data that we are working upon. So in that mail, I'm going to attach this text file. So this is a kind of text file I have got. This is actually, to be very frank, this is actually a bank data. Okay. When I go for bank audit, I get data from the bank in this format. Their Finacle is ready, is able to export me data in this format. Now this is a text file, but it is not going to serve any purpose for me until unless this is not into my Excel format or it is not into a workable thing, because without Excel, I cannot apply any of the formulas on this particular sheet. So whenever I'm getting any kind of data dump from any software, if the software is not supporting Excel, text format is something every software supports. Till date, in my experience, in my career, I have not seen any software which will not give me an output in text format. Even हिंदी में बोलूँ तो मरे से मरा सॉफ्टवेयर भी हो, Oracle based सॉफ्टवेयर भी है, तो वो मुझे टेक्स्ट फॉर्मेट में डेटा देता है. So if I have data in the text format, then this particular command, text to column, helps me to extract that data from the text format to my workable format in the Excel, so that I can perform all my functions, all my analysis and everything. So I am taking this sample bank audit data. What exactly the data is, ये भी मैं आपको बता देती हूँ. So in banks, so there is a outstanding report. Outstanding report issue होता है every day, हर रोज issue होता है. And if you know, bank audits जब हम करते हैं, there are 100 of things to be looked upon, but one of the important thing is the NPA thing, right? थोड़ा सा ही आइडिया दे रही हूँ exactly क्या है. आप वहां पे NPS डिक्लेयर करते हो कि ये लोन अकाउंट ठीक है या नहीं है, इसके ऊपर कितना प्रोविजन बनना है, 100%, 30%, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन देयर पेइंग कैपेसिटी एंड एवरीथिंग. So this particular report, this outstanding report provides me all the loan accounts, all the loans and advances which the bank has given. They're all detailed. See, if you can see in this sheet, I have the name, account number, type of account, CC, AKC. This is AKC account. AKC are basically agricultural CC accounts. Name of the person, then their date of sanction, when the loan was sanctioned, the sanction limit, what was the collateral security and what was its value. Then you have DP, then you have their balance outstanding, and then there is irregularity. Irregularity is what is the amount that they have not paid on due time, and this is the irregular amount. Then interest rate, and what is their classification as per the bank system. Bank system itself classifies the data. So this is the classification given by the bank system. Now, if you can see, there are certain loan accounts which are irregular, like this is a loan account with the irregularity of 3,30,000, but still it is a standard account, right? So I have to do my analysis and let the bank know, see what your system is classifying is wrong, and this should be the classification. So to do that, this is a very small data I've shown you, very small data. Actually, the data is like it goes beyond 4,000, 5,000 rows. So I cannot do the analysis in this text format. So I have to take it into my Excel files. So this is a step which is very basic for me whenever I go for bank audits. तो currently अभी मैंने क्या किया है, मैंने इस एक और Excel sheet में उसको copy कर दिया है. ये Excel sheet भी मैं आपको drop कर रही हूँ. इसको भी आप save कर लो अपने systems में. This is sample text data from my side. It has gone completely. आप इसे भी डाउनलोड कर लो. हम इस शीट पे आते हैं, उससे पहले हम यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा बेसिक करते हैं, बहुत बेसिक. टेक्स्ट टू कॉलम कमांड, in what areas this is going to help me out. So this is what I have a data. Let's suppose I have just mentioned this 5-6 names. I have this data. Now what I want to do, I want to convert this data into columns. This is the text, depending upon any kind of classification. Like, for example, what can be the classifications? I want to get my data separated on the basis of space. जैसे दीपिका अग्रवाल में बीच में एक स्पेस आता है, कॉमा, फुल स्टॉप, कॉमा है, ठीक है, क्वेश्चन मार्क नहीं है, कॉमा, फुल स्टॉप, अंडरस्कोर, देन टैब, at the rate, anything. Okay, you need to define what thing. कुछ ऐसे भी सॉफ्टवेयर्स होते हैं which gives an output where everything is joined through a underscore. So underscore will be a thing for me through which I'm going to get it separated. Okay, ठीक है, आगे चले. So what I have to do, I have to get this data into columns based upon now what I'm criteria I'm going to choose, because what I'm seeing, the common thing is space. So first name and the second name is separated by a space. I applied that logic and now I'm going to convert it. So I selected the data. Okay, text to column shortcut, याद कर लेना. There is no need to always go to data and then do the alt plus A plus E. This is your shortcut. अपनी shortcut वाले पेज पे लिख लो. Shortcut for text to column, alt plus A plus E. So I pressed alt A E. So as soon as I open this particular thing, alt A plus E, this particular dialog box is open. What is this? Convert text to column wizard. So there are two options. How do you want to bifurcate your data? Two options. One is delimited. Second is fixed width. तो अभी हम पहले delimited करते, फिर उसके बाद हम fixed width करेंगे. Delimited says that characters such as commas or tabs separate each width. Such as, so it has given such as, so it is inclusive of commas and tabs, and there are multiple options. So I'll go for delimited one because over here I have to separate my data on the basis of spaces. Why I'm not going for fixed width? Fixed width तब यूज होता है जब मुझे दिखता है मेरा डेटा एक टैबुलर फॉर्मेट में मुझे दिख रहा है, एक कॉलम फॉर्मेट में दिख रहा है. अब यहाँ पे पहला नेम जो है, यहाँ पे ये 7 अल्फाबेट्स का है, फिर ये 5 अल्फाबेट्स का है, ये फिर 5 है, और ये स्ट्रेट लाइन में नहीं दिख रहा. अगर मैं फिक्स्ड विड्थ में जाती तो मुझे थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेट लाइन डेटा चाहिए होता है, क्योंकि मैं वहां ऐसे बीच में से खुद से काटती हूँ. आई मेक द डिविजन ऑन माई ओन. इट इज नॉट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ एनी bifurcating material. Okay, so I'm going to choose delimited. Next, this is the preview of the selected data. What your data is, it is showing me the preview. I went to next. Next करने के बाद it is asking me what is your delimiter. through which you want to separate. So in my data, tab is not a delimiter. My delimiter is space. So मैं tab को unselect कर दूंगी and I'm going to select this space thing. Okay. So space is a delimiter and see, as soon as मैं यहाँ पे space पे uncheck कर देती हूँ अगर, और मैंने जैसे space पे check किया, see वो automatically उसने नीचे यहाँ एक line insert कर दिया and it has converted the data into 2 columns. And I'll do next. As soon as I do next, then this is very important. It is asking this column and this column. Now output is 2 columns. What format do you want to give to your 2 columns? By default, it is taking as general. General means it can be number, it can be text, it can be anything. So generally number भी होता है तो हम उसे general format में डालते हैं. अगर सिर्फ text format है तो हम उसे specifically text format में डालेंगे. So if it is a number, I'm going to put it in number format, general format, sorry. So this is a text. So what I'm going to do, I selected this. I'm going to select text. Then this, I'm going to select this and going to again select text. So both I have defined that these are the text format. Agar date hota, so I would define it as a date format. Done. And then finish. Getting it? So I am able to separate my data from a single column to double columns depending upon the space delimiter. समझ में आया इतना? ये this is a very basic text to column. ठीक है, अब अगर हमें समझ में आया तो फटाफट से very fastly we are going to separate this data into 2 columns depending upon and. Giving you 1 or 2 minutes, do it fastly on your systems. Then I'll show it to you. 1 minute with you people. Okay, I believe most of the people must have done till now, so I'm doing it very fastly on my system. Alt-A, shortcut use karna hai. There is no mouse in your system. I believe every one of you have used this shortcuts, right? So now the delimiter is not a space, it is others, and I'm going to type. And next, I gave this format text. Ye please dhyan rakhna, keep it in mind that you need to define what kind of data is there. Please do that. Very important. So I got it again separated, right? Okay. So I remember one thing. There was, I think it was first class or second class, we were doing that concatenate thing. And there was something when we were doing concatenate with the date. So the result in the concatenate was a number rather than date. Shall we go back and see? Because that problem will be resolved through. So I believe it was 5th September thing. Was it 5th? No, it was not 5th. It was 4th September. Okay, I believe this was it. Okay, this is something I might have worked upon. Let's do one thing. So I'm copying just this data and I'm taking it here. So what I'll do, this is not a text, this is a short. अभी मैं मैनुअली इसलिए कर रही हूँ क्योंकि मुझे आपको टेक्स्ट टू कॉलम का इम्पैक्ट दिखाना है. और what I can do is that Alt AE, I did Alt AE, delimited next. Then there is no delimiter. I don't want to get it bifurcated. Next, just that I'll select it and I'll convert it into a date format. Date, month, Y. See. एक बार मैं Control Z कर रही हूँ. I want to show it to you from beginning. So what happened? I had received data. Let's suppose I have received a data from any system. Now in this data, the date is not in date format. This is in a text format. How I even come to know this is a text format? ये तो भी मैं और Control Z करूँगी. Control Y. Okay. See. Over here you can see this is a text format and this is not a date format. Also I am seeing in the formula bar that a single apostrophe is there. Single apostrophe is a way you can convert any of your number into text format. So I have to convert it into a date format. What I'm going to do, I am going to use Alt AE. But over here, my target is not to bifurcate the data into multiple columns, but just to convert its format. So I selected the data, Alt AE, and there is no separator. I went to next. I just converted the format of the data into DMY. I have options also. Which option do I want to choose? I want DMY. I did that and finish. Automatically, my entire column get converted into a date format. Now this is a number. Getting it? Okay. Now if I concatenate, I think we were trying to convert it into concatenate that day and we were not able to do so. Let's do it once again. So I doing that this comma underscore this comma underscore and again under double quotes comma this comma and this and bracket close this. So this was an error that we were facing. So what is the error when we are doing concatenate? What it is doing, it is converting the date into numbers. So I am not getting exactly the date. So this was a query which was being asked that how we going to overcome this particular issue. So what I'm going to do, so I have something in date format now. I'm going to apply the same thing, Alt AE, and now I'm going to convert it into a text format. I did Alt AE. I'm going to select and I'm going to give it a text format. See, as soon as I did that, my result in the concatenate cell is giving me exactly the dates. It is not giving me that numbers. Clear ho gaya? This particular query, the second class query it was. Or you also got to know one more use of Alt AE. Alt AE is for converting text into multiple columns. Also through that, you can just convert the format of your data. You don't need to go individually into every cell and convert it into it either a text or a number. आप directly इस command को करके बस वहां जाके formatting change करनी है that this is a general, this is a text or this is a date. Okay? आगे बढ़े. अब अभी हमने किया on the basis of delimiter, said that there is a particular thing based on which I want to bifurcate the data. Now let's see, if I don't have a delimiter, I have some fixed width kind of thing. तो ये जो मैंने आपको दूसरी फाइल अभी मेल किया सैंपल वाला, हम ये खोल लेते हैं. ये सबके पास है फाइल. Opened it? Has everyone opened the file? Open कर लीजिए. Now you will see that your entire data is in the first column. It's not in other columns, it's in first column only. Okay, because what I have done, ये आपने शायद notice किया होगा that what I have done, I went on this sheet. Now if you will see this sheet, in this sheet the data is very nicely bifurcated. It's in columnar manner. So this software from which I have extracted the data is columnar. It's clearly visible. Either there is a tab in between the data or the data is properly arranged. So I copied it. I did Control A, Control C, and I went on my Excel sheet, just kept my cursor on A1 cell and did Control V. I pasted it. So when I pasted it, it got copied into the very first column of my data. Now this is not multiple columns. This is only first column. You can see this in this formula bar. So data is over here. So what I'm going to do now, what I want this data to be bifurcated into columns. So I'm going to select the data. Data select किया, Alt AE. By default, it has taken fixed width क्योंकि उसे भी दिख रहा है कि there is no delimiter. अगर delimiter होगा तो it will be tab. Tab के अलावा यहाँ मुझे कोई और delimiter नहीं दिख रहा because we cannot say space because there are multiple spaces sometimes between the data. So this is tab based on which my data has been arranged. So I set fixed width. I'm going to place my column divisors on my own. So I did next. Okay. So when I selected fixed width, it is saying to create a break line, click at the desired position. So if you want to add a column here, just click here and your division will be created. If you want to delete it, just select it and just drag it. It removes. Okay. And if you want to move a line, you can move it to where you want to move it. So these are the options available in terms of creating of the columns. So I did next. अभी ना data मुझे अच्छे से दिख नहीं रहा है. So I am going downwards because this is the basic data of mine which I want to see. The column headings can be changed. I can do it manually also, but the entire data I want it correctly. So if I am seeing by default whatever the system the bifurcations has taken, so it is correct. Name is there, account number is there, father's name, date, sanction, and everything is mentioned over here, right? So now lastly, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to define the kind of text. This is general number. This is again general. This is a number. This is a text because this is the name and father's name. Then again INR is a text. Then this is date of sanction. This is what? Date. Then this is general. Numbers are in general category. Again general category. Now this is text. General number. And this is what? Text. And finish. See the magic. Your data is automatically converted into your text to column. Okay, now what is happening? I'm telling you the issues which you can face. Now this was a number. So we gave it a general format, but the system is by default reading it as this E plus 13 something But when I go to the formula bar, it is showing me the exact account number, but I don't want the presentation to be like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select it again, Alt AE, and I'm going to convert it into text. क्योंकि मुझे सही से दिख नहीं रहा है, मुझे सही से दिखना चाहिए, so I'm going to convert it into text. See, I got the exact numbers. Okay, so very easily my data got bifurcated. Now इसको थोड़ा और ठीक करते हैं. अगर मुझे ठीक करना होगा, एक्चुअल में मैं जब इस पे वर्क करूंगी तो मैं ऐसे इसके ऊपर से वो बेफालतू की लाइंस वगैरह सब यहाँ से हटा दूंगी. Also, अब what I do is I'm telling you that only. So when I extract the data from the bank balance sheet, bank system, so they have multiple kind of loans. So this is one scheme mentioned, CCAKC. So they have approximately 40 or 50 schemes which they are offering. So I receive the scheme code in a separate line. So what I do, I usually insert a column here and I mention it as the scheme code, और यहाँ पे फिर मैं ये ऐड कर देती हूँ. मुझे अभी वर्केबल डेटा बनाना है अपना. So my workable data is the one which does not have a space. So मुझे कोई स्पेस नहीं चाहिए अपने डेटा में. अब जब मेरा डेटा ऐसे आएगा तो वो एक रेगुलर लाइन में ऐसे चलता रहेगा with the scheme code being shown in column number B. Okay. Getting it? Done? Okay. So ये आपके पास फाइल है, ये आप सेव कर लेना. To save it as. So this is how your text to column works. टेक्स्ट टू कॉलम में कन्वर्जन आपको मैंने बता दिया, फिक्स लिमिट आपको बता दिया, एंड देन फाइनली ऑल्ट ए से आप टेक्स्ट और नंबर फॉर्मेट्स में जो कन्वर्जन है वो आप कर सकते हो. ओके, अब उसके बाद आते हैं हम VLOOKUP पे. So again in VLOOKUP I have taken similar kind of data which is from the bank only, the bank audit data. I have taken a bigger data over here. So in this data, there is the no numbers are correct. I have hypothecated the numbers. I have changed the original data, so don't dig it anywhere. Okay. सबसे पहले, I want to know that what you people think VLOOKUP is. सुना तो हमने बहुत हुआ है. We have like heard it like anything. Do you know lookup? Whenever we talk about Excel, the first question, the very first question you will get from your audience is that how much do you know about lookup? What is lookups? What is HLOOKUP? अच्छा VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP आता है ना, ये पहला question आता है. So I would like to ask you that what exactly do you think VLOOKUP is? Okay, so Satyan is saying cross check. क्या cross check करोगे आप? Okay, you're cross checking with 2 worksheet. Cross check के अलावा और कोई benefit नहीं देता है आपको VLOOKUP? So Deshwara ji is saying that it looks for the exact data and try to match it and give the result. Okay. Anyone else? What exactly the VLOOKUP does? Helpful for reconciliation. So basically, what exactly the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUPs are? As the name suggests, V is for vertical and H is for horizontal. In India, mostly we people are working on a vertical data because our data headings in the columns and then in the rows we have the data. But there are many countries where they work upon the horizontal data. So mostly when you are working with Indian industries, you are going to work with VLOOKUP rather than HLOOKUP. There are hardly any cases that where we make use of HLOOKUP. VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP are exactly similar. V is for vertical lookup, that you want to search the data, whatever you are looking upon in a vertical data. And HLOOKUP is you are searching and you are getting data which you are looking in a horizontal data, where the headings are in rows and the data entry is in columns. So now what happened? So whenever we apply VLOOKUP, there are certain rules which you have to remember while applying VLOOKUP. तो अभी हम VLOOKUP start करेंगे, हम जैसे जैसे उसकी कमांड लिखेंगे हम वैसे वैसे इसके rules भी याद करेंगे कि what exactly are the rules to be followed while applying VLOOKUP. And to be very frank, because of these rules, there is a limitation in VLOOKUP. We have to then combine VLOOKUP with multiple functions like index function, like if error function for the exact result that we want. To overcome that limitations, XLOOKUP has came into existence. So whatever are the limitations of VLOOKUP are being met by XLOOKUP. तो अभी हम पहले VLOOKUP से start करते हैं. So let's suppose हुआ क्या, I have this data, I have a big data. Now my boss has said that I am giving you these few loan account numbers, the sample. Let's suppose I have just taken out the sample for my analysis. Now I want the data which is mentioned over here to be input in my working sheet. The sample has been chosen on a random basis. Now I want the entire data to be here. अब मैं वहां जाके उस शीट पे जाके एक एक करके वो कंट्रोल F करके क्या मैं ढूंढूंगी लोन अकाउंट नंबर and then I'll copy and paste my data? No, I am going to play smartly. तो हम स्टार्ट करते हैं. सबसे पहले इक्वल्स टू फॉर्मूला लगाना स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं. VLOOKUP फॉर्मूला साथ साथ में हम स्टडी करेंगे to make sure that we don't lose upon any of the points of the VLOOKUP formula. So first thing is your lookup value. What exactly do you want to look up? So what I want to look up? I want to look up the loan account number which is mentioned in the VLOOKUP sheet. I want to look the loan account number and the data corresponding to that number I wanted to be input in my this VLOOKUP working sheet. So this is my lookup value. I selected this A3. मैं यहाँ पे कोई रेफरेंसिंग नहीं लगा रही हूँ, कोई डॉलर्स नहीं लगा रही हूँ because I am going to copy this command up and down. अब आप बताओ यहाँ पे क्या मुझे $1 का कोई साइन लगाना चाहिए? Should there be any dollar? Consider I am considering कि आपको relative referencing, absolute referencing समझ में आ गया and you know I am going to apply the formula in one cell only and I want the data to be copied in the entire this sheet from B column to K column, then from B3 row to B20 row. मुझे इन सारे पे ये फॉर्मूला चाहिए. जितने लोगों ने भी नो में आंसर दिया, प्लीज थिंक अगेन. यहाँ नो नहीं आएगा. यहाँ पे हमें रेफरेंसिंग लगाना पड़ेगा. Why? क्योंकि जब मैं कंट्रोल डी करूंगी तब तो ठीक है, मुझे रेफरेंसिंग नहीं चाहिए. अगर सिर्फ मेरा काम होता कंट्रोल डी करना तो मैं रेफरेंसिंग नहीं लगाती क्योंकि ऑटोमेटिकली वो नीचे नीचे चला जाएगा. बट मुझे यहाँ पे कंट्रोल आर भी करना है. तो कंट्रोल आर करना है तो ये जब मैं इस कॉलम में आऊंगी, अभी इसने अपना एग्जैक्ट लेफ्ट सेल लिया है, तो जब ये सी कॉलम में आएगा तो ये बी सेल ले लेगा जो कि मुझे नहीं चाहिए. सो व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू फ्रीज? आई एम गोइंग टू फ्रीज द कॉलम. कॉलम इज A, so I am going to put a dollar sign in front of A. This I want. So this is my lookup value, comma. Now what is my table array? Table array का यहाँ मतलब होता है कि किस particular data में से आपको data pick up करना है. अब उस table array का एक rule होता है whenever you are applying VLOOKUP. जो आपकी lookup value है, that should be in the table array in the leftmost column. So from whichever column your table array is going to start, the very first column has to be the column in which my lookup value was going to exist. So this I actually want lookup value to be in the leftmost column of table array. Okay. So first rule is it has to be in the leftmost column of the table array. So I'm going on my VLOOKUP sheet. अच्छा अभी मैं इस sheet पे थी, formula के अंदर हूँ, and then I have moved to this VLOOKUP sheet and I have moved through this control page up and control page down. Automatically आपको दिखेगा both sheets are selected and my cursor is here. Anywhere in the table it is here and it is also showing me the formula which I am applying. Formula bar में भी मुझे वो दिख रहा है. So what I'm going to do now, what I want my loan account number to be in the leftmost column. So my lookup value will, lookup table array will start from C column. It cannot start from A and B column. So this is also a limitation कि VLOOKUP इसी rule पे काम करता है, otherwise it won't work properly. So I'm going to select the data from here. Okay, I selected the data. But again, tell me, यहाँ क्या referencing लगेगी? How many dollar signs should I put up? It would be a complete referencing. It would be a complete freezing. पूरा freeze करना है क्योंकि मेरा table array change नहीं होगा. My table array would be same for entire entries. तो साथ की साथ I'm going to press F4. I did that and it is a complete freeze now. Comma. So what is my second rule? My second rule is table array has to be a complete freeze. If you will not freeze your table array, what will happen is that I believe few entries your VLOOKUP formula will give you correct answers, but beyond certain entries it will start giving you wrong answers. So don't ever forget to freeze your table array. Now I pressed comma. Comma press karte, now it is asking me next thing, what is your column index number? Now what exactly is column index number? यहाँ मैं इस sheet में देखूंगी. What do I want in B cell is name of the account. Okay, मुझे यहाँ चाहिए name of the account. So इस sheet में name of the account कौन सा column index number है? ये है column D में. Okay, ये column D में है, but मेरे table array का कौन सा column number है? I'm repeating it in English. So now column index number. What input do I want? I want the name of the account. Okay. When I want the name of the account, it is second column of my table array because my table array was starting from C column. So C is first, D column is second, then E column is third, and accordingly my column index numbers will keep on changing. So my column index number is 2. I want second column data. Okay. And then the last input of the formula is, do you want an approximate match or do you want an exact match? Now, what is the difference? Exact match, it will say that I am going to search the exact lookup data into your table array, and if I found it, I'll give you an output. If I don't found an exact match, I'm not going to give you an output. But the second option, approximate match, it says that if I don't get an exact lookup value, I'll give you the approximate match to whatever you are searching for. Okay? वो ऐसे आपको ढूंढ के देता है. अभी मैं यहाँ पे exact match कर रही हूँ. Approximate match हम VLOOKUP 1 वाली sheet में देखेंगे. How does it work? So I've selected exact match. There is also one more thing. VLOOKUP जो होता है, it starts searching from top. ये ऊपर से ढूंढना शुरू करता है. So if whenever your lookup value will appear, let's suppose your lookup value is appearing twice in the table, in your table array, so it will give you the output which is appearing first. It won't go for the second output because system is not that strong. तो ये आपको top value ढूंढ के देता है. So what is the third thing? Lookup value will be searched top to bottom. Okay, so I did that. I selected exact match in bracket close and enter. ठीक है, I got the answer. इसके बाद मैं एक बार आपको अमाउंट करंट और करके दिखाऊंगी, फिर ये वाले आप करोगे अभी फटाफट से. बाकी तो फिर कंट्रोल डी है, यू कैन डू दैट. फिर से हम करते हैं VLOOKUP. I want to look up this, comma. Now what is my table array? This is the lookup column. Freeze, comma. I want to see the current account. Something like that. I don't remember what exactly was it. Account current. Okay, I think this is this account current. What is mentioned in account current? I want that. So this is third column of the table array, comma, and I want exact match and close. This I got. Now in another 2 minutes, just I want to finish this. I want you people to work on this. फटाफट से. Are we done? Or are we still doing? So I think you people have done. अगर मैं इसको Control D कर दूंगी, I'll get the data. Similarly, बाकी columns का भी हो जाएगा. Shall we move further? I'm getting no answers. Okay. So ये आप कर लेना practice. This is something similar. Let's move on to the second VLOOKUP part, that is your approximate match. उसको छोड़ देंगे, आगे चलते हैं. हमें आज XLOOKUP भी करना है. Before break, at least we should finish up with the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP thing. Okay. So what we have done now is your exact match. Like what I want, whatever my lookup value is, I want whatever the data is, feed it into my table array exactly the same. Now there are many scenarios. What happens is that we don't have the exact lookup value in the data. What I want is that I want an approximate match. So this is an example that where we can work upon an approximate match data. So just showing you that data. इसमें भी कुछ rules होते हैं. If I'll talk about approximate match, let's suppose what I have said is that if the sales made by a person is 0, he is a bad sales person. And what I'm going to give him as a commission? 0. Nil batte sannata. I'm not going to give him any commission if he is making sales 0. If he is making sales above 10,000, so he's like okay sales agent for me, and I'll give him commission of rupees 500 for that particular month. Similarly, if he is making sales above 30,000, he's an average person for me, and I'm going to pay him a commission of 2,000. And similarly for 50,000 and above, 5,000. And for a lakh and above, the excellent salesperson for me, he will get a commission of 10,000 rupees. This is an additional commission he will get. So now when I'm working upon this data, what this data is actually understood by VLOOKUP command is this. It is saying 0 to 9,999. If my data is within this range, so the commission would be this. If my data is in this range, my commission would be this. If in this, and so on. Now again, if you want to apply this approximate match thing into the system, there are few rules to be applied. First rule, approximate match does not get applied on text. It only works upon the numerical things. Like the normal exact match, you can even search upon the non-numerical things. But in this approximate match, the output always has to be in the numbers format only. Okay. Then next thing is that it should be always in the ascending order. The lookup value has to be in the ascending order. When I say ascending order, so I have generated a ascending order data. 0, 10,000, 30,000. If it is not in ascending order, the system will get confused because VLOOKUP understood the ranges like this. And if it will get confused, it will not provide me with a proper thing. Okay. तो यहाँ एक बार लगाते हैं हम यहाँ पे अपना VLOOKUP with an approximate match. So I started with VLOOKUP. So my lookup value is sales, whatever sales I have made. So these are the names of my different sales agent. So this is my lookup value, comma. What is my table array? Again, my table array is this. Again, I made sure that my table array has in the leftmost column the data which I am looking upon. वो rule चलेगा VLOOKUP वाला, same rule यहाँ चलेगा, that lookup value has to be in the leftmost column of my table array. I freezed my table array because this I don't want to change, comma. Column index number, which column output do I want? I want an output in the column number 3 of my table array. This is 1 and 2 and 3. I want the commission data. I want to calculate what commission I have to pay. 3, comma. What is the range lookup? I know there is no exact match. There is an approximate match only possible. I said approximate match. I selected it with my tab button. Okay, and bracket close. So if my person has made a sales of 10,000, so I'm falling in this range, 10,500. So this is also I've explained that what is the range which VLOOKUP is understanding, 10,000 to, sorry, I've written this a wrong number. This is 10,000 to 2,999. This is 30,000 to 4,999. Please rectify in your sheets. Human error I have committed. ठीक है? ऐसे ही फटाफट से एक बार ये करेंगे नीचे वाले दो, एक बार लगाना फॉर्मूला एंड देन कंट्रोल डी करना, so that you learn how to do it. I want you people to first write 2 formulas on your own and then do control D. I am doing it directly. I'm giving you another 1 minute. ठीक है? Okay. I believe you all have done it. So now there is one more thing. If you will see the rule that I have mentioned, if the first value in the lookup column, if whatever I am looking up is less than my first lookup value, just to explain you, so my first lookup value is first item in my lookup column is 0. So 0 से नीचे अगर मैं कोई value दूं तो ये मुझे क्या output देगा? It will give me NA. Like for example, what I'll do, I can't give anything negative, sales can't be negative. So what I'm doing, I'm increasing my base limit. I'm increasing it to 5,000. That below 5,000 तो मैं assume ही नहीं कर रही कोई sale करेगा. So if any of my lookup value is less than my first lookup data, so it will give me an output NA. Getting it? So this is I have mentioned in the rules that if less than first value in the lookup column displays value as NA, it will give you an error. Getting it? So Prashant is saying that can we use lookup with formulas, example for income tax calculations? So Prashant, from my side, this is a homework for you. I actually want you to come out with any kind of this formula which you want to use for income tax calculations and show me that how you will use that VLOOKUP. So I want you to do that and share it on the forum with me. Okay. So even tomorrow, if you're not able to share on the forum, work on that and we can take it in tomorrow's class. Whatever you will say, I'll teach that. Right. And if any one of you also want to see that you want to use VLOOKUP with formulas and you want to use it for income tax calculation. If any one of you want to do that and we can share that in tomorrow's class. Okay, so this is your VLOOKUP approximate match. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now we are moving towards HLOOKUP, exactly similar to what we have done in VLOOKUP. The only difference is the horizontal data. मैं एक का लगा के आपको दिखा देती हूँ. Now what I want, now this is an employee ID. I have employee ID, employee name, the department they work upon, their designation, salary they get, and the work hours they have done during an entire year. So what I want, based on the employee ID, I want an output that is the name and the salary of the person. So since this is a horizontal data, I am applying HLOOKUP. Now, what is my lookup value? My lookup value is employee ID. What is my table array? This is my table array. I want to look it up here. F4, comma, what is my row index number? Now it is not a column index number. This is what a row index number. So what I want, name. Name is coming in which row? 1 and 2. It is coming in second row. Also, my table array started from the this first row, because employee ID, the lookup value was in the first row. So that is why my table array has to start from first row. Now my row index number, I want the output from the second column. I put 2, comma, and then exact match, because I want the exact answer. If you will not mention to the formula that do you want exact match or approximate match, so by default, lookup value takes approximate match if you are not defining it. So if there would be exact data, it will give you the exact answer, even if approximate match is chosen. And if the exact data is not available, it will give you an approximate answer. Okay, so I'm just saying exact match, bracket close and enter. So this is for D employee. 78 employee ID is for D employee. फटाफट से ये तीनों और करते हैं. Another 2 minutes. Let's apply HLOOKUP also. So Prashant, you were asking a question that the date is not shown as number. So you can change the format. If your date is coming as a number, you can just select that column in which you have taken the output and convert it into a date. I believe everyone is done with this. Salary is in 5th row. Okay. So this is your up to HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. Now we are going to start with XLOOKUP, but before that we'll take the break so that we can start afresh after the break. I believe the time is 9:13, so let's meet after. We'll meet up at, so it's break. It's at 9, 10, 23, 9:25. Okay, 12 minutes break. We're going ahead with. Come back ASAP. Okay, so class, we are back after the break. आगे स्टार्ट करें VLOOKUP और HLOOKUP के बाद, that is with the XLOOKUP. अब एक बार आप लोगों में से मुझे बताएंगे कि how many people cannot work upon it? Just try it in the manner like start typing XLOOKUP. Is your system showing you an option for XLOOKUP? Just need to have an idea how many people can work on it and how many people would be just seeing what is happening in the class. ओके, सो ऐसा करते हैं क्लास में, जो जो कर पाएगा ठीक है, जो नहीं कर पाएगा they can wait and see the system how it is happening. So I'll also keep on doing because what I'm seeing from the output from multiple people, half of the class can do it, half के पास नहीं है but half कर सकती है, तो आप साथ साथ में प्रैक्टिस करना. Okay, so let's talk about that why XLOOKUP, why the MS Office people thought that why do we need to bring out the XLOOKUP ahead of VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP when we were already having this into the industry. So basically ये सारी जो चीजें होती हैं, these are the advances जो आपको अलग अलग चीजों को यहाँ जोड़ के ये XLOOKUP अब एक कमांड मच गया. अब आपको if error नहीं लगाना पड़ता, आपको इंडेक्स मैच नहीं लगाना पड़ता, टू वे लुकअप, रिवर्स लुकअप, आप सब यहाँ पे लगा सकते हो. रिवर्स लुकअप, व्हाट इज रिवर्स वी लुकअप? नाउ यू हैव सीन कि एक्सेल वी लुकअप में क्या होता है कि यू हैव टू सी द डेटा फ्रॉम लेफ्ट टू राइट. लेट्स सपोज योर डेटा इज इन द राइट साइड ऑफ योर लुकअप कॉलम. You can't do it through the VLOOKUP thing. That is a limitation of VLOOKUP, and that is why XLOOKUP is a beneficial part as compared to what is there in HLOOKUP. If error का फंक्शन सीधा XLOOKUP कर लेता है, इंडेक्स मैच यहाँ से हम डायरेक्टली कर लेते हैं, हमें कोई अलग कमांड नहीं लगानी पड़ती. हम XLOOKUP अभी करेंगे, आराम आराम से करेंगे, एक एक बेस स्टेप से करेंगे, और आगे जो आई थिंक आई हैव पुट अप अराउंड 7-8 शीट्स में जाके हम पूरा XLOOKUP यहाँ पे वाइंड अप कर लेंगे. आई एम गोइंग टू गो अहेड वेरी स्लो इन दिस बिकॉज व्हाट आई बिलीव दिस इज अ न्यू कमांड. बहुत ही रेयर अभी आपको इसके बारे में कहीं कुछ देखने को मिलेगा. सो लेट्स डू इट स्लोली. Very basic, same example which we are following till date now. The employees, the kind of services they are rendering, date of rendering of service and the charges. Okay. अब मुझे यही नेम ऑफ एम्प्लॉय दिया है और मुझे चार्जेस निकालने हैं. क्या करने? ये हम VLOOKUP से भी कर सकते हैं और हम XLOOKUP से भी कर सकते हैं. फटाफट से जरा VLOOKUP से निकालेंगे. अपनी शीट में सब VLOOKUP से इस आउटपुट को निकालेंगे. मैं भी आपके साथ ही निकाल रही हूँ. सबने निकाल लिया? ओके. अब यही काम मुझे XLOOKUP से करना है, तो मैं कैसे करूंगी? मैं VLOOKUP से भी ये कर सकती हूँ, ऐसा कोई नहीं है इस चीज को निकालने के लिए XLOOKUP मुझे कोई एडवांटेज दे रहा है, नहीं, इट्स एग्जैक्टली द सेम, बट लेट्स सी how the XLOOKUP is taking place of VLOOKUP. So let's start with the command. So as XLOOKUP, as soon as you type it, it gives you these basic inputs. There are 6 inputs to be put up. जो last के 3 inputs है, you can see it's in brackets. So whenever anything is in brackets, so that is optional, not a mandatory input to be provided if you want to complete that particular command. तो अभी हम शुरू के 3 इनपुट से खेलेंगे, उसके बाद हम आगे आने वाले बाकी तीनों इनपुट्स को देखेंगे. So let's start. So very first input that it is asking is what is your lookup value? Exactly the same what was there in the VLOOKUP. So my lookup value is this name of employee, comma. Now there is a difference. It is asking you lookup array. VLOOKUP में क्या था? Table array. आपने टेबल आरे को वहां डिफाइन कर दिया था, उसे फिक्स कर दिया था, बट यहाँ आपसे ये कह रहा है टेबल मत बताओ, प्लीज प्रोवाइड मी विद द लुकअप एरे. व्हाट डू आई मीन बाय लुकअप एरे? द कॉलम और द एरे इन व्हिच माय लुकअप वैल्यू विल बी situated. So my lookup value is A, and what would be the lookup array then? That is column A, where name of all the employees is mentioned. So I'll go and I'll select the lookup array as this. So this is my lookup array and I'll tell to system, please go and search A in column number A. इसको भी मैं fix कर दूंगी. I'm doing absolute referencing, comma. Then it is asking me what is your return array. What is my return? What exactly the output I want? I want charges. What was the charges for the A employee? So charges is in which column? This column number D. So my return array is charges column. So I'm going to select my charges column. Again, I'm going to fix it. उसके बाद के input, it's not mandatory and I'm not even giving them right now. ये आगे वाली sheets में करेंगे. So I've given my output, bracket close and enter. So I got the same answer I have got from VLOOKUP and I'm doing control D. I got the same answers. Getting it? D और G में प्लीज आप यहाँ पे कंट्रोल D नहीं करेंगे, प्लीज आप यहाँ पे फॉर्मूला दोबारा लगाएं so that you need to have a practice. Now if you could see in this formula, it is asking you the lookup array and the return array separately. So now there is no limitation that the lookup array has to be in the left of the return array. It can be anywhere. So एक जो आपका limitation था VLOOKUP का, your data has to be arranged in a very specified manner, that has gone. Able to see the benefit of XLOOKUP. अब मैं कहीं भी खेल सकती हूँ. रिवर्स VLOOKUP में ये होता है कि मेरा डेटा अगर lookup value is in the right column and my return value is in the left column, then I go for the reverse VLOOKUP. I have to apply multiple things. It was a very complex thing. Now we don't need to work upon that. XLOOKUP has given us a direct solution. नीचे वाले दोनों सेल्स में लगाया XLOOKUP, हम लगाते हैं यहाँ पे XLOOKUP. My lookup value is my employee name. My lookup array is column number A, freezed, comma. My return array is column number D, selected, freezed, and bracket close and enter. So I'm getting my outputs through XLOOKUP. Done by everyone? Okay. Now I'm moving towards the next sheet. It says, now if you can read from my thing, error, that what if the error appears? Now there is an employee, I have given a name AA, D and G. I have to do the same thing what I've done in the previous sheet, that I want to look up this employee name into the data and want the charges. Let's see what will happen, what output does VLOOKUP gives if the exact data is not available in the table. Let's see that. I'm performing it. So this is my table array. freezed, and I want data from column number 4 and I want exact match. Close and enter. So what is happening? It is giving me the output NA. An error message is displayed to me if VLOOKUP is not able to find an error. So if any formula, I'm not talking about the VLOOKUP formula only, but there is any formula and I'm not able to get an output, there is an error. So there is a formula if error. This formula says that if there is any error into the data, I want this output to be shown. Instead of showing me NA or DIV or hash name or whatever I kind of thing, I want something to be displayed. Like I want to be displayed employee does not exist. I want this to be displayed. So if I will apply VLOOKUP, I have to apply the if error as well. If error hoga, so you have to display this. But I have this advantage in XLOOKUP. I don't need to apply any additional formula if I want to show certain output for a error output. Let's see how it works. I applied XLOOKUP. This is my lookup value. My lookup column is column A, freezed. My return array is column B, selected, freezed, comma. Now third output is if not found. If the answer is not found, what do you want to get displayed? You need to provide that output. So I want to provide a text is there. So I'm writing it in double quotes. Employee does not exist. You can use a shorter text also. I have just used a bigger text and bracket close. Uske baad ke do inputs I'm not giving. I'm just going ahead with this. So see what will happen. So if there is an error, you will get this output. Employee does not exist. ठीक है? एक बार ये सब लगाएं फटाफट से अपनी अपनी स्क्रीन अपने अपने वर्कशीट्स पे. लगाया सबने X lookup? So this is the formula Prashant for you. The same formula up to 3 steps, what we have done in the previous sheet. Then comma, then I mentioned in double quotes. Employee does not exist. And bracket closed. अब अगर I have to do the same thing in the VLOOKUP that I want to get this out, I'm showing you even the if error command. Now what does the if error command says? Equals to if error. What are the strings? What are the inputs? Value. What is the value? And what if the value is an error? What do you want to get displayed? So I'm saying so then it will show me this value. I can even nest this formula in VLOOKUP. I'll start with if error then. Value aa gaya. Value is from the VLOOKUP formula. I got that in double quotes I'm mentioning. So then I get this data. So in VLOOKUP, if I want to apply if error, what does not exist, I have to apply multiple formulas in a single cell. Again, we have to go for the nesting thing, which makes things complicated. But XLOOKUP is providing that thing automatically. Okay. Prashant, ho gaya aapka? Are you done? Or your system is still showing an error? Okay. So let's move forward now. Next sheet. Let's move on to the next sheet. ये if error एक बार लगा के देखेंगे, please सब. I want every one of you to apply if error as well. Please apply if error as well in your sheet. Nest it with VLOOKUP. You can make it in another column as well if you want to. Has everyone applied this if error? If error भी हमने साथ-साथ कर लिया है यहाँ पे. So let's move forward now. The next function of XLOOKUP, that is what I told, left to right and right to left. In VLOOKUP, I can't do it right to left. Like my date of rendering of service, I have that, but I want the kind of service. Now the lookup data is in column number C, but my output column is column number B. Quite difficult to apply the VLOOKUP. I have to do a lot of R&D and column fixing, rearranging of the data. I have to take this data to the left side of my original data, and then only I would be able to apply the VLOOKUP thing. Rather, it is quite easy when I apply XLOOKUP. So let's see how does it function. So my lookup value is this. This is my lookup array. I fixed it. And my return array is now column B. Again, I fixed it and bracket close. So XLOOKUP does not create a fuss even if my data is on the left side of my lookup column. So Nilesh is asking, what if date repeat twice in data? So that is also Nilesh, just wait for another 5 minutes. Your question will be answered. Next going forward sheets are answering them. Just have patience for another 5-7 minutes. So what is happening right now is that whenever you're not defining anything to the system, it always works upon from top to bottom. So from top, it is saying where your lookup value comes, and as soon as the lookup value is there, it sees it, it gives you an output. Then it does not go and beyond see that whether the lookup value is appearing again, if you don't define anything to the system. VLOOKUP, I have even told you VLOOKUP functions like that, but there is no remedy available in VLOOKUP for the same. But the remedy is provided by XLOOKUP. We'll work on that. Everyone has applied this formula on their system? Let's move on the next sheet now. Now, if I have to look up multiple items like we did in VLOOKUP, there were multiple items which I have to look upon from a given data. So VLOOKUP में हमें क्या करना पड़ता है? What we have to do in VLOOKUP, I have to apply the formula again and again in every column and define the system that this is the lookup data that I am looking for. But XLOOKUP now is a intelligent person who actually can get that, okay, now the person is looking for multiple data. It will help you in searching that. How it is done? Let's move. VLOOKUP mein I am not showing it to you how it is applied. You can do it on your own. We have done it multiple times now. I'm showing it to you in XLOOKUP. How does it function? So now I have multiple values to look up. That is the kind of service I want to look upon, date of rendering of service and charges. I want to look up all these data. So again, I'm applying the formula XLOOKUP. My lookup value is this employee name, comma. My lookup array is column A, where the name of the employees is appearing. I'm freezing it, comma. Now my return array is not only column B, it is column C, it is column D. So all the three columns have my output because I want the input in G, H, I. All the three columns. So I'm defining it here only, and by default system will understand that I want the output from three columns. So I'm selecting all the three columns, freezing it, and bracket close. So I got the output for all the three cells. यहाँ पे आउटपुट मेरा डेट फॉर्मेट में नहीं आया, टेक्स्ट फॉर्मेट में आया. आई कैन गो एंड सिलेक्ट एंड कन्वर्ट दिस थिंग इनटू डेट फॉर्मेट. बट आप एक चीज यहाँ पे नोट कीजिए, प्लीज कंसिडर दैट थिंग. हाउ माय कर्सर इज मूविंग. I can make the changes in the formula that I fed into the G column, the very first column. But I can't make changes in this column. See, it is inactive now. Neither in the last column. So both these column output are dependent upon this column input. So these both will be dependent upon what I am going to feed in this column. Don't do Control D, team. I want you to apply the formula again. Do it once again so that you have this revision. How multiple data can be looked upon through XLOOKUP in a single column. Neetha, I think I was on mute when I explained it again. I hope you understood that, Neetha. By mistake, I was on mute. So this is something I did that. So basically, okay, I'm doing it again. XLOOKUP, lookup value, selected the entire column, freezed. Then since return array is in 3 columns, so I'm selecting a range rather than one single column. I selected the range, freezed it and closed it. Okay? Okay? Sure. Let's move forward. Now XLOOKUP says, Neeta is asking whether we have to enter the dollar signs. Yes, Neeta, we need to enter the dollar sign so as to freeze the array. If you're not going to freeze your array, what will happen is that if you are doing control D of your function, the array will also keep on moving downwards. So to enter the dollar signs, I have already told you F4 is the shortcut. F4 is like press 1, it will give you a total dollars. Press it second time, it will give you $1 and 1 free relative referencing. So four times you press F4, it's keep on repeating. Deshwara, if you are receiving the numbers instead of date, just select the column and change the format into date. यहाँ पे जाके this in general just select it and select it. ठीक है? So now it is functions. अभी हमने क्या किया? What we did is that we are just so Prashant is saying why control E doesn't work here. Why are you pressing control E? Control E is not control D. It is flash fill. You define that this is an output I want. Please copy it. You can work through control E also. Control E is a very nice command. So you will define I want this output from the data and can give it to you. But let's suppose it's not a regular data. I have chosen a sample, some sample items. Then control E won't work here. Control E gives you a regular data rather than doing skip counting or giving you an output for the samples. Okay, so now what we are doing is that I am now applying function also. Function is what? Summation. Now I want to look up the data into a table array and I don't want an output from the table. I want some summation to be done. And then I want the output. So for example, what I have done. So this is again the same employee rendering of services. So these are the charges and these are the GST charges, GST on the taxable value. So I want invoice value to be looked upon. That is column D plus column E. So how XLOOKUP is going to give me an output? Let's see that. So I'm selecting XLOOKUP. This is my lookup value, comma. My lookup array is column A. I freezed it. Lookup array. Then my return array. Now what I want in my return? Column D plus column E. So I'm going to write exactly the same in column in this return array output. So what I'm writing? I selected column D, freezed it, plus, I applied plus sign. I selected column E, selected it, freezed it, and bracket close. So I'm getting 826. Let's check. Is the answer correct or not? So E employee, here is the E employee. He is charging 700 plus GST. Total is what? 826. So what answer I got through the formula? 826. Getting it? So I'm keeping my cursor here. I want you to apply for W and L on your own. Don't do control D. I want you to apply the formula. Do it. So Satyan is saying that we can put up some formula and catch the total invoice value through VLOOKUP also. Agreed, Satyan, you can do that. But then it's like 3 formulas in a single column. You would be applying sum, then bracket open, then one VLOOKUP through which you will determine the charges value, then plus second VLOOKUP through which you will be determining GST data, right? So 3 formulas in a single cell, and then you will be getting the output. XLOOKUP is just a single formula and you got the output. That is why Excel is just progressing, right? You need to understand the fact. I don't need to write 3 formulas. It's just single formula, no nesting, nothing, and I'm getting the outputs. So I hope everyone has got the answers. So Satyan, what solutions you are coming out with? Obviously, everything has a solution. See, till the time XLOOKUP was not there, we were working through VLOOKUP only and we were getting everything answered for us. So that is the technical bent of mind we apply and get our outputs. It's just that something easy has come into existence now. Has everyone applied the summation formula? Okay, so I'm moving towards the next sheet now. जब मुझे यहाँ क्वेश्चन बॉक्स में yes no नहीं दिखता ना, so I feel like should I move forward or not? Okay, so I'm moving forward. Sorry. So next is match mode. What we have done in XLOOKUP was, VLOOKUP, approximate match. Then there was a defined range, right? Let's go back to that sheet. If you will see, so if this is the number, so this was a defined range which VLOOKUP will understand, right? Beyond that, it is not going to understand. Also, there were certain rules which applied. The numbers have to be in ascending order. It can apply only on numbers. The output has to be numbers. So multiple conditions were there, but XLOOKUP does not have any such conditions. It's just say, these are the 3 inputs. If you will provide 0 to the XLOOKUP will say, okay, I'm going to search the exact match for you. If you will say -1, it will say, I'm going to search either an exact match or next smaller. That is one thing, one step appearing before you. I'll give you that output. And if it is +1, I'm going to give you exact match or next greater. That is the next bigger value in your data. I'm going to provide that. Okay, so now again same. It's just that now I've changed the employee name from ABCD to ID, employee ID. I have numbers, so I can have this greater and smaller comparison. So what I want kind of service, date of rendering of service and charges. Again, I want multiple items. So I am doing again practice of multiple items as well. Employee ID, sorry, let's look up first. What is my lookup value? Lookup value is employee ID, comma. What is my lookup array? My lookup array is column number A. Column number A, lookup value This is this. I'm going to freeze it, comma. Then there is the output value. Again, output value is multiple columns. So I am going to select B, C, and D, every one of them. I'm going to select again the same B, C, and D. I selected them and freezed it. Now I'm selecting. I don't want to give this if not found because I don't want to give this output. So I'm just leaving it blank. I pressed another one comma. Now it is asking me that do you want to give exact match? You want to give -1? You want to give +1? So let's try it with -1 first. Ki ek piche, that is the next smaller. What does it give? So I'm selecting -1. Bracket close and enter. So it is giving me ITR. I've got this output ITR. Let's see 103. Is 103 present in my data? No, it's not there. I have this 100 and 105 near to 103. So since the condition I have given is -1, so it is giving me a data of one step smaller. So one step smaller is 100. So it has given me an output of 100. I have got this output. 100 का output यहाँ 103 में आ गया है. What I want you to do is now on your own, now show me what if I apply +1 rather than -1. I am applying +1. Please do it ASAP in your systems. फटाफट से करेंगे. Have you applied it +1? So I'm also applying in my system that I want to see the next bigger value now, not the lesser one. So I want to see a bigger value. This is again my lookup array. This is my return array. I freezed it this as well. Comma, I don't want to give for if not found anything. Match mode, I am saying +1. So now for 110, okay, for 110, since it is consultancy, the same number is given. So it will give me an exact match. Let's suppose I convert this number into 113. If I change this 113, it is now going to give me an output for 115. So 115 is the next bigger value available, right? So I'm getting the data for 115 in 113. If I do Control D, again for 112, the next bigger value is the same, 115 value. Numbers are so don't you worry, just go and convert it into a date format. Okay. फटाफट से करेंगे अपने अपने सिस्टम में. Let's practice it also side by side. Okay, so let's move further now. We are done with this match mode, how this match mode works. Now, Nilesh, answer to your query is coming. Let's suppose he was asking that now this what this X lookup is doing, it is searching from top to bottom. But if I have multiple lookup value in my lookup array, now I want to define don't search from top to bottom. I want you to search from bottom to top. This we can do through X lookup. ये यहाँ पे benefit मिला है. So I'm again typing X lookup. This is my lookup value. My lookup value is date of rendering of services. So I'm selecting column C, freezed it. What is my output? It is again my charges column, D column, freezed. Then I don't want to give anything in if not found. And again, I don't want to give in anything in match mode. So I'm pressing comma again. Now finally, it is asking me search mode. That how do you want to search? If I'll press -1, so I'm saying search from bottom to top. And if I am saying press 1, I'm saying search top to bottom. So let's suppose I'm saying -1. I'm saying from bottom to top. So what is my date? I have already colored it for you so that you can easily see. So yellow, the first one, 10th October 2019. So 10th October, top to bottom mein aa raha hai value 1000, and if bottom to top it is 4100. And since I have defined -1, it is showing me bottom to top. Right? Essay similarly, let's try it for the another one, 31st December 2020. X lookup, my lookup value, my lookup array, priest, comma, my return array is charges column, priest, comma, comma, comma. Search mode, again I'm giving bottom to top as it makes a difference. Bracket close. So for 31st December 20, the top to bottom value is 1400. However, bottom to top value is 8600. So I'll get the answer as 8600. Just giving you 30-40 seconds. Just do it in your systems. Okay, so now we are moving forward. Now this is a very nice function. I really, ये तो X lookup, H lookup है. इसको भी कर लेते हैं. I thought we are coming to this multiple lookups. Now similar, H lookup, we can function through X lookup as well. What was done through H lookup, just giving you a comparison. You can do it over here. मेरे साथ साथ ही I would like you to work along with me on this command. X lookup, I want to look up this D. My lookup array would be this row, first row, where the employee name is there. I'm again freezing it, comma. My return array is I want to get the kind of service being rendered by them. Selected that, freezed it, bracket close. So I'm getting the results. 30 seconds only, people. 30 seconds, apply it in your system. Exactly similar, just to give you a thought process that even XLOOKUP will work for the horizontal data. Okay. So let's move forward now on the next sheet. Two-way lookup. Okay. By default, I have just not removed the formula. Just remove it in your systems, the formula. So now, अभी तक हम क्या कर रहे थे? What we were doing till now, we were just looking up either vertically or horizontally, right? Now I want to look up both together, vertically and horizontally, both together. Like what is my question over here? I have given you the employee name. Then I'm giving you what he has charged for ITR and what he has charged for GST. So this is the data where I'm getting the data for the name of the employee, his GST income, ITR income, and ROC income, and assessments income. It's a two kind of lookup that I want you to do. Please search these given employees vertically and then search these two services horizontally. So two services together and you have to give me an output. Okay. So how this two-way lookups work? I'll start with my formula. थोड़ा ध्यान से देखना, थोड़ा सा टेक्निकल है ये फॉर्मूला. It would be a nesting of two X lookups. दो X lookups लगाएंगे. पहले हम horizontally एक डेटा सर्च करेंगे. सर्च करने के बाद in English, first we will search the data horizontally and then we are giving him the command that whatever data you have searched horizontally, please connect it with my vertical lookup. Right? So I'm starting with horizontal lookup first. So I'm searching ITR. I want to search ITR. Just giving you one example, individually लगाएंगे cells में, then you can apply your brains that what referencing is required to be done. Let's first go for the basic thing. I want to search ITR. Where is this lookup value? This lookup value is in this data. Lookup array will be there. This priest. Now it is asking me return array. Now for the return array, I have to first search what? Employee D. Where employee D is coming. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to again apply X lookup. So this is the nesting I'm going to do. I applied X lookup again. Now I will apply the normal formula for D column. D. If I have to search anything for D, selected D, comma, what is the lookup value for D? This is my lookup value. Freezed it. Now, comma, return array. What would be my return array? My return array now is again the multiple arrays. Because first I'm saying search ITR and then D. So I have to keep my scope expanded. I cannot limit it to ITR. Right? I'm going to expand my scope. Again, my scope would be covering all the four services. The multiple range. The way we select multiple range, I selected it and closed second X lookup and I closed my second X lookup. So I'm getting the data 75,200. Let's check in this data. D ITR services is charging 75,200. Getting it? थोड़ा सा complex है, थोड़ा सा, ज़्यादा नहीं है. The way we have done X lookup till now, I don't think so it's going to make a lot of difference to you. It's not that difficult. एक बार और करें. I'll do it with you. Then for the other K and M, you are going to do it on your own. No control D and no control R, please. I want you to work on the formula. So again, I'm going to search GST where in this row number 2, freezed it. Return array. Again, I have to tell what is the return array. So I'm going to look up again what D. D is going to look up in first column. Freezed it. Now the return array for D is a bigger area. I selected it. F4, close. So I got the answer 85,400. Where is it? D for GST is 85,400. Correct answer. So I'm showing you the formula in the formula bar. 2 minutes. 2 minutes and we have to do it for KMs separately for ITR and GST. Please do apply it. फटाफट से. लगाया हम सबने इसको? Are we done with its application? People please answer. उसके बाद एक बस लास्ट रह गया है एक्स लुकअप में. So Prashant, you can try it. Try karo. If you have this question in your mind, there is no taxation of trying anything. Try it and let me know. Were you able to do it or not? Okay. चलो लास्ट पार्ट करते हैं एक्स लुकअप का. Now it is, अभी हमने किया, what we have done is that two-way lookup, horizontally and vertically, both ways. So wherever is there crossing point, I want that output to be there. So it is two-way lookup. Now I want to look up on the basis of multiple lookup values. Okay, like when we were doing with if and condition lagaya, if we have to look for multiple conditions, if we have to apply multiple conditions at the same time, so we use and formula, ampersand formula, anything you can do. Similar is in this also, in X lookup also, if you want to see multiple condition on the basis of which you want to get an output, so we can apply it over here also. So multiple lookup. So what I want is that this names person whose father name is this, I want to see the loan sanction. So in my bank, there could be more than one Ram. There can be more than one Sham, but Ram with father's name as Mohan is rare, right? Even if this can also be an option, then you can apply third addition, date of birth. Right? If you want to have a third condition also want to work, you can get it work. So now here I am applying the condition that if the name and father's name, look for both of them into the data and then provide me the output. So how it would work? X lookup. My lookup value is A, that is the name of the employee, and my lookup value is father's name. Please check both of them. Now my lookup array is column A, where my employee name is appearing, priest, and father's name, that is column B, priest, comma, return array, simple, the loan sanction, selected that, bracket close and enter. So what figure I've got? 50 lakhs. So there are two A's in my data. This is A, but this is with father's name AAD, and this is with father's name GHJ, right? So I wanted the answer with father's name GHJ. I got my answer. Correct? Got that? If I have to get on a multiple condition basis, I want to look up a value. Another 2 minutes. फटाफट से D के लिए लगाएंगे next वाला. Okay. So for repetition, Nilesh, what I'm doing, I'm repeating it here only for D. मैं फिर से लगा रही हूँ. मुझे क्या करना है? What I'm required to do, I want to search the data, the output on the basis of a person's name and his father's name. So I'm giving two conditions, two lookup values. So where both the lookup values are appearing, please provide me with an output for this. ये ऐसा होता है, practical example ही है ये. बैंक में मुझे ऐसे ढूंढना है या एम्प्लॉय डेटा में ऐसे ढूंढना है. लाइक अगर मैं अकाउंट्स का लूं तो क्रेडिटर्स में भी ऐसे होता है, जैसे मारुति, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट अ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी नाउ, जिसका कस्टमर है मारुति. सो मारुति इज मारुति मानेसर, मारुति फरीदाबाद, मारुति मुंबई, मारुति पुणे, मल्टीपल क्रेडिटर्स. सो मैं कैसे लगाऊंगी वहां पे VLOOKUP? फर्स्ट लुकअप वुड बी सर्च मारुति एंड सेकंड लुकअप वुड बी सर्च लोकेशन. सो वेयर बोथ ऑफ देम आर मैचिंग, देन प्रोवाइड मी विद द डेटा. तो यहाँ पे कैसे लगाएंगे? I applied X lookup. So my lookup value are 2. Both I have to look up simultaneously. So I have combined both the lookup value with what function? Ampersand function, that is the AND function. D and father's name, HHU. I selected both of them, comma. Now since my lookup value are combined with the AND, I have to combine my lookup array also with the AND, because first lookup value is appearing in first lookup array, and similarly father's name is appearing in column number B. So I have to give the lookup array also accordingly, the way I have given my lookup values. So I'm selecting this before and B column where father's name is there, F4, comma, now return array, simple return array is the loan sanction. Selected it, bracket close and enter. So D, again there are two D with me. One is with father's name HHU and one is with IKJ. So I was searching for HHU father's name and the output is 14,11,000. So I got that answer. Sabko aa gaya? Everyone got that? Satyan, try karo. Now Satyan is saying, let's suppose if we have 3 columns, yahan dal do location. Try करो, लोकेशन डालो. अब जैसे हमने यहाँ डाला था AGHJ, एक का दिल्ली डाल दो, एक का यहाँ पे मुंबई डाल दो. You can try it. There is no limiting to try. Obviously, Satyan, you have to put ampersand twice. So this is how we wind up with our X lookup command. Multiple tabs, multiple columns. So we did all the 6 functions also of X lookup, point by point, and then even the advanced version of X lookup, which talks about two-way lookup, it talks about multiple lookups. So you people might be able to get that, yeah, agreed, this is a higher version of VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, right? I don't think so you people would be facing any issue now in doing XLOOKUP. Try it. I have given multiple options over here. Even the VLOOKUP data, the initial sheet. Now this is a nice data for you people. This data, it's huge data. So what you can do is that you can use this data. This is something 400 odd rows data. Use it and apply VLOOKUP the way you want, XLOOKUP, sorry, the way you want to apply. You can make the changes in the data. This is some original data, just made few changes so that to maintain the confidentiality, and you can work on it. Try working on it. Okay? So आज की class, we will wind up today's class at here only. There were some few formulas only which I have mentioned. So this we will take up tomorrow. In tomorrow's class will be at the same time, 8 to 10:30. Please do revise it, and I'll ask Tags Crew to upload it today only so that you can revise it in the evening. Those people who have not attended today's class because of the time change can do it in the evening. Okay. Thank you all. Have a nice day. Enjoy the weather. Thank you.